So the discriminant is the inside of the radical in the quadratic function. If you remember, the quadratic function is like x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. That inside part of our square root there, that's the discriminant. It tells us information about the roots because it tells us whether that inside of the square root part is going to be positive, negative, 0. That gives us a lot of good information. So if the discriminant is greater than 0, that means the discriminant is positive, a positive number. That means we would have the square root of a positive number. We would have two solutions because we would have the plus minus component of a positive number. So that would mean we would have two solutions, and we call those two unequal solutions. So two unequal solutions. They're real, they're positive, so they're real roots. And they could be either rational if it's a perfect square, or it could be irrational if it's not a perfect square. And we would have some sort of graph like this where we have two roots. Function hits the x-axis twice. Okay, if the discriminant is equal to 0, well, that means we would have plus minus square root of 0. So this whole plus minus part would disappear. That means that our roots would be equal. We would have equal roots. So we still have to have two roots because we know we would have a quadratic function. It has to have two roots, but the roots here are just equal. So the plus minus part goes away because they're equal. They're also real. They're not negative, so they're real. And there's no radicals involved, so they're rational. So you can say they're real, rational, and equal. And if we had something like this, it would touch, the vertex would touch the x-axis once. So it would touch the x-axis once right there, but it would really be two solutions there. X would equal, let's say this is 5, and x equals 5. Two equal solutions. Okay, if the discriminant is less than 0, then it's negative. So if we had a negative number inside our square root, plus minus, that would give us an imaginary number. So our roots are imaginary. That means that they would not touch the x-axis at all. They would be imaginary. Does not touch the x-axis.